It was supposed to be an ordinary Thursday evening in Crescent Falls, Colorado, the kind of small mountain town where time felt slow and even the shadows moved gently. But that night, the storm came fast, slamming against rooftops like an angry drum. And somehow, I found myself right in the center of a story I never saw coming. My name is Evan Miller, a 32-year-old single dad raising my 8-year-old twins, Sophie and Grace, ever since my ex-wife walked out 3 years ago. Life didn't leave much room for surprises. My days were split between working double shifts at the auto shop and making sure the girls had something warm to eat before bed. Romance? Suspense? Thrill? I used to joke that my life had none of that. Welcome back to my channel, Classic Stories. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now let's dive into the story. But I was wrong. Very wrong. The storm hit just as I was walking the girls back from the convenience store, our weekly treat outing. The wind was sharp, the rain colder than I expected, and the girls held onto my hands tightly. We'd almost reached our apartment building when Grace stopped suddenly. "Daddy, someone's there." I followed her gaze. Two figures huddled near the stairwell. Small, trembling, soaked to the bone. My heartbeat slowed. They were children, two little girls around Sophie's age, maybe 7. Their hair stuck to their cheeks. Their shirts clung to their small frames, and their eyes... God! Their eyes looked like storm clouds, frightened, lost, desperate. "Hey!" I said softly, kneeling. "Are you two okay?" They didn't speak. They just clutched each other tighter. Sophie tugged my sleeve. "Daddy, please," they're freezing. I didn't think twice. "Come on, let's get you inside." The girls followed us, quiet as ghosts, into our small apartment. Once inside, I handed them warm clothes, fixed hot chocolate, and watched them slowly transform. The tension in their shoulders loosened. Their hands stopped shaking. Sophie and Grace brought out crayons and dolls, and soon enough, the sound of giggles filled the room. But still, the two strangers never told me their names. Not where they came from. Not why they were alone in the storm. And something in their silence unsettled me. That night, after all 4 girls fell asleep in the living room, I sat on the couch, staring at the ceiling while the storm howled outside. Who were they? Why were they alone? Where were their parents? A dozen questions clawed at my mind, and then, somewhere deep inside me, a strange feeling formed. Something told me this wasn't random. I just didn't know how right I was. Morning arrived with the smell of pancakes and 4 little girls laughing around my tiny kitchen table. But the peace didn't last. A loud, frantic bang hit the door. Not a neighbor, not a casual knock. A desperate one. I opened the door carefully. Standing there was a woman who looked like she had stepped straight out of a luxury magazine. Tall, elegant, dark hair cascading over a trench coat that probably cost more than my car. But her eyes, they were wild with panic. Please tell me you've seen 2 little girls. My daughters." Before I even answered, the 2 twins behind me screamed, "Mommy!" They ran to her, throwing their arms around her legs. She dropped to her knees, sobbing as she held them. Relief washed through me. But then something else hit. Hard. I recognized her. Olivia Rhodes. The rising real estate tycoon everyone in Crescent Falls talked about. The millionaire woman who owned half the mountain cabins and whose face showed up on every billboard. And for the first time, she looked human. Not powerful. Not untouchable. Just a mother terrified of losing her children. When her watery eyes met mine, I expected anger, accusations, suspicion. Instead, what I saw shocked me. Gratitude. Warm, shaking gratitude. You sheltered them?" she whispered. "I owe you more than you can imagine." After the emotional whirlwind settled, Olivia explained everything. Her twins, Luna and Hazel, had run off the night before during a family argument. They got lost in the storm. She'd spent hours searching, calling every police station, driving through flooded roads, until she ended up at my door. I thought that would be the end of it, but it wasn't, because when Luna and Hazel refused to leave my daughters, Olivia noticed something, the way the girls laughed together. The way my small apartment felt oddly warm despite being far from luxurious. And then she looked at me, really looked. "Evan," she said softly, "not many people would do what you did. Most wouldn't stop. You didn't even hesitate." I shrugged, suddenly aware of how messy my hair was, how worn out my shirt looked. "It was raining," I said. "They were scared." She smiled, slow, warm, almost flirtatious. "You're a good man. Those are rare these days." I pretended not to notice the way her eyes lingered on me, or the way my heartbeat picked up. Over the next few days, Olivia kept reaching out, first to thank me, then to bring gifts for my girls, then just to talk. What started as gratitude slowly changed into something else. One evening, she stopped by to drop off jackets she bought for Sophie and Grace. "You didn't have to," I said. "I know," she answered, stepping inside, brushing rain from her hair. "But I wanted to." When her fingers brushed mine while handing the bag, something electric sparked. She felt it too. I saw it in her eyes. "You know," she murmured, "you're not what I expected at all." "Oh," I asked, raising a brow. "What did you expect?" "I don't know, someone cold, distant, but instead, I met someone gentle and surprisingly handsome." I choked on my breath. She laughed softly, the kind of laugh that warms your entire chest. 2 weeks later, Olivia invited the girls and me to her cabin in the hills, a breathtaking glass and wood retreat overlooking pine forests. While the kids played outside, she led me to the balcony. "I need to tell you something," she said. My chest tightened. "What is it?" "When my daughters disappeared, I felt like the world was collapsing. And when you brought them into your home, you didn't just save them. You saved me." Her voice trembled. "I haven't felt safe with anyone in a long time, Evan." I reached for her hand. "You're safe now." She looked up, lips parting slightly, eyes glistening. "Evan, do you think something real could exist between people from different worlds?" I stepped closer. Who cares about worlds? Her breath caught. The air pulsed. And then, finally, she leaned in, resting her forehead against mine. "I hope you're not going anywhere," she whispered. I smiled. "I'm right here." Our kids became inseparable. Our lives intertwined naturally. And Olivia, she became the part of my life I didn't know I was missing. One night, as the sun dipped behind the Colorado mountains, she slipped her hand into mine. "Evan," she said, "that storm brought my daughters home, but it brought you to us too. And for the first time in years, I believed life could be beautiful again. The storm that once terrified 4 little girls ended up creating a family none of us expected. Sometimes, fate knocks in the middle of a downpour, and if you open the door, everything changes."